Song Mentor, and today's rockin' selection is You Ain't Seen Nothin' Yet, BTO's 1974 worldwide hit. Reached number 1 in the US, number 1 in Canada, number 2 in the UK, and stayed there for a while. The song is accused of being a bit of a rip-off of a couple of songs by The Who, which is a bit ironic since Randy Bachman started his career with the Guess Who. One is Baba O'Reilly. It's just that 3-chord part, which is part of the chorus of You Ain't Seen Nothin' Yet. And the other is My Generation because of the stuttering. However, Randy Bachman has always said that the song was intended to be a little bit of a poke at his brother, who always stuttered, and so he was just trying to give him a gentle dig. Well, whatever the reason and whatever the similarities, You Ain't Seen Nothin' Yet was a monster hit. Here's Randy Bachman, BTO, 1974. Baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. Okay, well, I can see that for the next few song lessons I'm going to be dealing with this spring cold, so I hope you can bear with that a little bit. I'll do my best. The chords for You Ain't Seen Nothin' Yet, basically, it's two different 3-chord songs wrapped into one. During the verses, it's an A, G, D 3-chord song, and then during the chorus, it's an A, E, D 3-chord song. The trick is we're going to play some of these chords in different spots on the neck with different shapes in different inversions. And so to start the song, which would normally be A, G, D, we're going to play this A right up here, and that's me barring, okay, the first 3 strings at the 9th fret with my first finger, and I'm going to basically play a D chord type formation here. My second finger is going to go on the 10th fret of the 2nd string, and my third finger on the 11th fret of the 4th string. That gives me an A chord played up here. Be careful to only strum from the 4th string down. Okay, that's A. The G I'm going to play is just 2 frets down. I'm just going to slide that chord down 2 frets to play the G chord. And the D chord I'm going to play in the intro is a regular bar D chord. Okay, I'm also going to need an open D right there. I'm going to need an F major. These are some of the connecting chords. A G major played this way. You can bar these if you want, but you don't need to. There's the G. You need a bar A chord. And then you need a C sharp minor 7. If that scares you, don't be too worried about that. It's the same as a C sharp minor. There's the C sharp minor. To play the C sharp minor 7, I'm just going to lift my pinky finger off. Like that. Now I'm going to play an F sharp minor 7, and that's the same chord. I'm going to slide it up 5 frets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm barring the 9th fret. That's a C or an F sharp minor 7. Then I'm going to play a B minor 7. Okay, and it's the same as the B minor bar chord. Lift the pinky off, and I'm actually going to put my pinky down on the 10th fret of the 2nd string for B minor 7. And then flatten it out for this last chord, which I'm not sure the name of. I'm just going to add the 10th fret of the 1st string. And then we're into the chorus, which is, for power chord's sake, we're going to play an A5, which means basically strum the A bar chord, but hit the 5th and 6th strings only. And then the E5 power chord right there, and then the D5 power chord. And of course, these are the same as bar E chords and bar D chords and bar A chords. It's just that we're emphasizing the 2 low strings in each chord. Like that for the chorus. Okay, I'm going to review really, really quickly here. We're going to start with A, G, this D, F major, G major, A bar chord, C sharp minor 7, F sharp minor 7, B minor 7, then flatten the pinky out for this chord, and then the chorus, power A, power E, and power D, or A5, E5, and D5. And that's it. That's what you need for You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet. Alright, well, the intro to the song and the first verse is all played with this A, G, D formation. I'll show you the strumming in just a moment, but basically we're going to play through this 4 times for the intro, twice on its own, twice with some guitar added, and then 4 times through the verse before we switch gears here. Times that would take us into the verse, and the verse just continues and plays 4 more. Now it sounds thin because I don't have a bass guitar playing with me, which is adding that bottom end. Let's take a look at the strumming. Okay, so that's going to give us the intro and the verse. Okay, my apologies for not having a delay unit because it really is the effect used on this, but I'll show you the notes for this sequence, this progression of notes that follows along for the 3rd and 4th time you play through that chord progression, the A, G, D in the intro. Here's what's going on guitar. Slide up to that E note. Then we're going to hammer onto the F sharp note here and end up on the D here. And all I'm doing there is from the D back up to the E, and I'm just playing those 3 notes that are in an A chord. The 2nd fret of the 2nd, 3rd and 4th strings, and then an open D, open D, and then a D flat, D, E, A, and I finish on the A, which is a perfect time for the chord progression to come back into the A here. So this is all timed so that it fits in nicely with the chord progression. So one more time. Okay, well, what I'd like to do is just play through the second part of a verse, second section in the verse, because it really features the interesting variety of chords that make this song a lot of fun to play. So I'll play it for you here, and we'll go through from the last 2 bars of the 3-chord sequence, and then we'll get into those varied chords. Okay, so I hit this overdrive for those power chords. But let's go through that sequence. She said that any love is good loving. Open D, F, bar A. And now I'm hammering on to that C sharp minor 7. And then hammering on twice to the F sharp minor 7. down to the B minor 7, and then adding that high string note for the second set of strums there. Then into the power chords. Okay, we need to take a look at the right hand for this strumming because it's very rhythmic strumming, a lot of fun. She said that and loves to love him. And then into the power chords. Okay, one more time. One last thing before the playthrough that we'll include here is just this set of sort of power notes that Randy Bachman plays as he's heading back into the verse here. Baby, you stain nothing yet. Here's something you're never gonna forget. But baby, just ain't seen nothing yet. That just takes you right back into. But those power notes are D, D flat, B, and open E. Back into that part. Okay, so we'll be putting that into the song, so I wanted to share that with you. Alright, well the full pattern for You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet has the intro, a verse, into the second part of the verse with those interesting chords, into a chorus, back into an intro type section with a little more lead work, into a second verse, a second chorus, and then into a little bit of an extended guitar solo that's all based around that 3-chord A, G, and D chording. And then instead of going into the beginning of a verse again, it picks up again and goes into the second half of the verse. So it goes into right out of the guitar solo into that, and then into a final chorus. Well, a lot of this is repetitious, so we're going to do a partial playthrough today, which means we'll do the intro, verse, chorus, and then we'll stop there because the rest is repeated, and you should know it by then. All right, here we go. Here's something that you're never gonna forget. But baby, just ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't been around, that's what you said. something you're never gonna forget. Baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. Well, we'll end it there. Okay, fine tuning for You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet. Thanks for hanging in with my cold. I really appreciate your patience. I didn't show you, there wasn't time to, because it's quite involved, that second little bit of solo work that's in between the first chorus and the second verse. But it does begin on the second string, 14th fret, and it does progress down the neck using the notes in that scale. And if you listen to it, you should be able to pick it up. I think I have confidence that you can do that. It kind of begins up here on the second string, 14th fret, and then follows the scale down. It's quite a bit more intricate than the first one, but it does end up in exactly the same little progression that the first one ends in. So this is by no means right on, but it's going to give you an idea. And from there it ends up back down here eventually, and ends up the same place the first one ended up. Strumming is really important in this song, particularly during the some pretty nice stuff there. And as you know, just that the jazzy influence of that chording style is part of what Randy Bachman's all about. And he's an interesting artist because he backs this all this kind of free-form strumming that sounds really cool, and then the next thing you know, he's hitting power chords. So that's what BTO brought to the world in the 70s. All right, You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet on Song Mentor. We'll see you next time.